Let's see what's on the line.
How's it going, guys? This is Coach Derek, and it's your boy Manny. You want to remind me?
And I'm sure here's some people all good.
Oh, look at this hardware, man. S-C-A-A-B-O. Got the Latin American camera. Showing it for the camera. Now
They got some trainers say, and some fighters say, well, I don't watch videos of the guy fighting. I let the coach watch it. Wait, man.
Guys, one thing we know for sure about Wilder, he hit you clean. Right. And this woman whooped the whole world twice. The whole world.
There he is.
What's up?
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
Oh shoot!
Nice
little Saturday morning over here.
Yeah, man. Let me say this and get this out of the way right now. In New Orleans, bro, we pronounce your name Curl, so I know that's wrong. So I'm gonna just say Perry.
I've been called all kinds of things and answered all kinds of things, so that ain't the worst.
All right, bro. What's going on, bro?
Oh man, just sitting here enjoying this morning, and I'm looking forward to talking to you and telling you about this experience with this damn promotion that we had this week.
I was excited, bro. Hold on. Watch this here, man. I got a special dedication. You know my homeboy Robert Espinosa?
Yeah.
Big boy, the big boy.
Yes,
I got a special dedication. Hold on.
All right.
No self-respecting Southern man roots for the Yankees, especially when we got the number one squad. We got the number one squad. And in case it don't work, look.
Yeah.
Two times.
Whoa, 2 times. 2 times.
Well, he be
2 times up.
Hey, look. I've been the whole time I've been a baseball fan, bro. I've been a Houston Astros fans way back since 2016. That's when I started watching baseball, bro.
Yeah.
But man, when they hooked me, bro. They hooked me because they were so good, right? My buddy was teaching me about baseball, and it was so good. It was exciting. I always thought baseball was boring. Of course, it was postseason, but and then they won the series and shit, and then they got caught with the trash cans and shit, boy. He been letting me have it ever since. I said, well, damn. I said, man, because I ain't gonna argue whether I don't know enough about baseball to understand what was really going on, but I said, damn, it sure seemed like they was good. It sure seemed like they could hit the ball and but cheating's cheating. We can't okay cheating,
Yeah.
I said, but damn, man. I said, but damn, it sure seemed like they could play baseball, and then they went back to the series and we lost, but they was in the series, and now we go. I said, so shit, they could play. They shouldn't have been doing that other shit, but
exactly. Speaking of that trash can you talking about, I was trying to draft that son of a bitch on fantasy baseball, trying to get that trash can on my team.
There you go.
Like, that trash can gonna bring me
a series, a pendant, huh?
I keep up with the Astros some, but I know a lot of people around here that I either get a lot of love for it or I get a lot of hate for it. But I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan. I've always been a Cardinal fan ever since I was a little kid, man. And when I actually got to liking them is I was watching TV, and it was back when WGN used to play the Cubs games all the time. And they had the Cubs and Cardinals playing. And Ozzie Smith was out there, man. And that dude was playing shortstop, and he made one hell of a play. And after that, I was out there in the baseball field, jumping and throwing the baseball, trying to catch. And as soon as I said, Ozzie, I was trying to act like I was Ozzie. So became a Cardinal fan ever since.
My wife my wife is from Kansas, bro, and she went to high school and all that in Missouri. And so she likes the Cardinals too, bro. They Missouri, me on the other, I never was no baseball guy. My dad, due to his age, bro, they only had baseball and Joe Louis, bro. That's all they had. So he always watched baseball, he always watched baseball and of course the fights, but and being New Orleans people, we love the Saints, them sorry motherfuckers for years till they started learning how to play football, but
I finally got to able to throw the paper bags away.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I lived the paper bag shit, bro. I remember, bro. It was a lot of broken hearts, man. But my dad would watch a little bit of baseball, He would watch a little bit of baseball, them damn race cars, because he was from the country, from North Louisiana. Married my mama from New Orleans, but them race cars, and I couldn't watch them race cars, bro, to save my life, bro. I would try, but I couldn't get into it, man.
Yeah.
And but then
I'm the same way. I'm same way when I watch the race cars and NASCAR and all that. I'm like, man, I could do this. I just go get on that little turnaround right there and just keep driving that for like 100 laps to see what happens,
Well, what happened was,
and then also if you remember in European Vacation, Clark Griswold got caught in that little turnaround.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking about. That's what I think about when I see that NASCAR. I just can't get left.
Get ran. So as I started getting older and started learning my dad's history, right, with the streets, and then learn the history of where stock car racing came from, I said, "Oh shit, that changes everything." I didn't realize it started, trying to outrun the revenuers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then they started racing each other, who got the fastest car, and shit like that. My dad was born in 23, bro, so all that old shit was in my life. You know what I'm saying? But
so he was through all that prohibition and all that stuff.
Man. Yes, he had a natural love for the race cars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so he probably had a lot of cases of moonshine in the back of his car when he was making that county line.
The only time I seen my daddy was a big man, bro. He was 6'5", about 300. All my life. He was, he was 52 when I was born, but the only time I really seen him drunk, and he was a beer drinker, but the only time I ever seen him just drunk was when he popped the seal on one of them jaws, bro. And he would only do it when it was, I seen him do it like when his older brother passed away, my uncle, and when my grandmother passed away, I seen him. He'll pop the seal on one of them jaws, man, and that shit would get him. But he'll sit there, bro. He'll sit there and drink a damn fifth of Chivas Regal with water, man, and get up and he wasn't no sloppy drunk enough, but I seen him drunk on that shine, bro. That shine wasn't no punk, man. That shine is a different thing, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, brother. So we was all excited, man. You was doing a little comeback just to test the waters, and it looked like a big show, right? It was a big
it was actually the promotion. I went to it last night because they actually came back here, or they came here the first time back in June, and they had contacted me back before that show in June, asked me if I'd come out of retirement for the fight. And at that time I was like, oh no, hell no, man, I'm not mentally prepared to try to train for a fight, especially not MMA, because on and off, I do get in there. I'll train and I'll spar my boxers, but that MMA, that's another game. When you get on the ground, you got people trying to take you down, trying to kick your legs out from under you and all that. And so I was like, man, I'm not even mentally prepared for that. So I told him, I said, no, I'm staying in retirement, bark up another tree. And he was like, well, we're probably going to be coming back in October. Roll it over and think about it. We'd love to have you on the show. And I told her, and this was back in April. And I told him, I said, man, I can't guarantee you no guarantees, but as of right now, the answer is still hell no. And so I didn't get to go see the show because we actually had a little family vacation we went to. And so I missed it here. And they said the production was really well, but the attendance was like nothing. And so I already knew at that point, this guy's going to be hitting me back up soon. So I kind of started dabbling around, messing around in gym and started getting back in shape a little bit here and there. And sure enough, in August, he hit me up, said, "Hey man, we got the sanction. What you think?" And I was like, well, let me see, So we discussed it, and I told her, I said, I'm not worried about money. I'm not worried about actually anything. I said, in order for me to come out of retirement and do this, this got to be beneficial for me. And so he was like, "Yeah, well, we got you. This is what we'll do," and all that. And so he lined it up, and everything on paper sounded really good,
Right.
So I was like, "All right, cool. Well, you got me. Let's do this, because the main thing he wanted was the ticket sales, because they're trying to expand to this area. They're trying to get
they
more
need somebody that's going to be on the show that people going to come watch, right?
Exactly. And so I was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. And so actually on August 19th was when I committed to them. I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. August 25th, they contacted me, said, "Hey, this is your opponent. Y'all signed the paperwork, and it's a done match." And I was like, all right, cool. So that's when they sent me. I had this guy, Cody, and all that. And I kind of just looked him up a little bit, didn't know nothing about him. He is out of Bakersfield, California. So I said, yeah, cool, let's do it. Let's take it. And so we signed it. And then the lady that was doing all the paperwork and all the contract stuff, she messaged me. She's like, all right, on August 25th, because I was looking at my messages after all this stuff, after the weigh-in stuff, just to get a timeline for myself to make me have a little more clarity on what had all transpired. Right. And so on August 25th, got a text message said, "Hey, both contracts are in. Let's have a good show."
Done deal.
Like,
right.
Oh yeah, let's do it. So at that point, we turned it up. I started doing some work. I had Juan Torres come over, put some work in with me. Buffalo Rose came over and put some work in with me. I was working
Big Wine's been on the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know him.
So, and then oh yeah, he's a hell of a guy, man. I hate to see what he's going through right now for birthday with Coach Hamill going down, But
yeah, I didn't know that guy, bro. I don't know that guy, man. But everybody talks great about him,
Oh man, that dude there, he was from another right there. He was crazy as hell, but he was a walking encyclopedia of boxing, man. That dude, he was a hell of a man. He's gonna try to get over to Huntsville today. Here in a couple hours, but yeah, it was a shock, man. Not to get off the other story, but yeah, Coach Hammer, that was a hell of a man. I known him for a long time, a lot of years. He brought his team over.
Man.
We always did a lot of stuff together, And I just saw him at that last CDM show, and he was in good health, looking good, and talking crazy like he always does. And then all of a sudden, a month later, he's gone. So.
Did they know? Was it COVID or something? Or they don't know?
I don't know the 100%, but I think he got in the hospital for some health issues. And from my understanding, like I said, I don't know the actual story. I haven't got it from anybody. This is just stuff I pieced together from what I read on Facebook. But he was in the hospital, and then apparently caught COVID in the hospital and passed away from it.
I know 3 people did that, bro. I know 3 people.
Yeah.
One of my partners I grew up with, man, his uncle, which he had a mild heart attack, which so that's not great health, right? He went in for the heart attack, and during the recovery caught COVID and died, man. At the beginning, bro, that shit. Yeah. That's why anybody pretending like they understand is just bullshitting themselves, man, because some people catch it to die, some people catch it like a cold, some people catch it and don't get no symptoms. And my thing is just, you don't know, bro. We don't know. So do what's best for you. Do what's
Kim
best for you.
Got it here. My girl Kim got it a while back, man, and she was sick as a dog for like 2 weeks. And then once the symptoms finally went away, she still like that for about another week. So it was about a 3-week period where she was just down and out, and she tried to get back to work, and that stuff just floored her. But then me and AD, we back in, what was it, June, when we December, when we fought for El Tigre, they told us we had to get that vaccination shot. So we got it. And man, me and that dude was on a time clock together. We got a fever at the same time. We got sick at the same time. And about 3 weeks out, me and him both got sick, and it was just crazy, man. It's even with the vaccination, we still got sick, and we was like running there hand in hand on time because I got sick, he got sick.
So y'all got sick together.
Yeah, we both, and we was worried because this is we had got sick just a couple weeks before this fight, and we was like, man, and we actually got lucky because we was only sick for about 5, maybe 6 days, but after coming out of it, man, our respiratory was
shit
on a whole nother level down low. It wasn't what it was, and so we were struggling with that. And so that's why we was like, man, shit. Hopefully, we're gonna keep the cardio up.
Well, bro, we don't try to get too political or nothing on the show because everything is fucking political. If you say anything, they put you in a box. You must be one of these, or you must be one of these. Yeah. And my opinion was this. You know, I have respiratory issues. I have asthma, right? And I didn't get asthma, bro, till I was 22 years old. So I never had it as a kid. I got it as an adult. And they say when you get it as an adult, you seldom shake it. You know, some kids get it and they grow out of it or whatever. So I still got the shit, man. And with the allergies, you know, it's kind of triggering that breathing, right? So I told the wife, I said, man, look, I may be one of these motherfuckers who need this vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm liable to get this shit and it kill me. Yeah. Right. So I was waiting for it, bro. I was waiting for it. And man, it was like, man, these motherfuckers ain't never giving me no date to go get it, right? And then all of a sudden, remember we had that little streak where it seemed like it was over. And then people start getting sick again. I said, these riding motherfuckers, man, I'm trying to get. So, long story short, they called me and they say, you want to get, I think, the Moderna vaccine or that Johnson & Johnson shot? I say, well, that Johnson & Johnson one and done? Yeah, give me that. So I ran out there and got it. I didn't have nothing, bro. I didn't have no kind of side effects, nothing. I didn't have shit. And I still, thank God, I still never caught COVID yet, right? And Ms. Ross, she went and got the vaccination, but she went and got the you take 1 9, 1 later and shit. But she didn't get sick neither, bro. And let me say this. So we pretty fucking clean anyway. So when this shit came, I was paranoid. I'm constantly washing my hands and washing shit and not touching shit. But my grandson, bro. Nobody in this house ever caught it, bro. When they went back to school this year, man, he caught the motherfucker. He caught it from school, and they took him to test. We quarantined his ass. I said, man, this shit's in my house now. I told everybody at the gym, I'm staying out the gym. I'm gonna wait and see. And it took him about, and he's not vaccinated. I didn't vaccinate none of my kids, bro. I looked at this. I don't know. Yeah, I looked at the statistics, bro. I say I have health issues, so it's probably more beneficial for me to take it. My wife, she's not unhealthy per se, but she has a few issues, so she went and took it. But with the kids, man, we was like, you motherfuckers is healthy and strong and shit, and really the kids dying by the shit is really hardly no kids, although they've had a few, but very few kids.
There's actually more kids dying after they get the vaccination than there is actually dying from the disease itself. So that vaccination, I don't think that's the answer.
I tell them little motherfuckers do some push-ups and eat Smurfs juice, man, because be ready when they come. So anyway, long story short, my little grandson, he caught it, bro, and he did pass it to Fat, my junior, Derek Jr. And we, both of them was isolated, and they both they were sick, probably like Kim, but they was only sick for like a week, and then they came out just like that. They came out of it, and guess what? We gave them vitamin D. The doctor told them vitamin D, fucking stay hydrated and eat some soup. So that's what they did, bro. And Tyler didn't get, my oldest son who's still here didn't get it. Me and Mama didn't get it, and they got it, and it was in my house. So I'm like, that tested the fuck out of this vaccine, bro. Now I just stayed the fuck away though, too. I mean, I didn't go to the gym, so I was here. But get y'all ass in that room, man. Mama's gonna put a plate by the door, man, and y'all fucking come eat it, man. So Yeah, bro. So I think it's really on the individual, man. If you our age or older, you have any health issues or something like that, you better take the vaccine because it do.
Yeah.
There is studies that it lessens the effects if you do catch it. Whereas if you don't got a vaccine, you don't have the antibodies, bro, you might check out. I don't know. Nobody really knows. The doctors say this and say that. So I think it's up to the individual, and it's really nobody else's business if you want to fucking get the vaccine, not get the vaccine, unless of course for a job or something. You know what I'm saying? Then that's on you. Go get another job. Go Uber or something.
Exactly. But also with that, you know, it's kind of hard depending on what your job is, because like Kyrie Irving up there in the NBA, you know, he's like, man, fuck this vaccination. I think it's better for myself that I don't do it. And so the NBA and actually the state of New York is punishing this man, not letting the man play his team. And I support every man got to have their own choice on what they want to do. You can't force them to do this. You know, this ain't Nazi Germany. We got time. We can say, I want to get this vaccination. I rather walk out into today's society vaccine free and risk it myself. That's his choice, you know. And
I agree with you. I'm a big time constitutionalist, bro, and I'm a big time liberty guy, right? And to me, each individual, if you're lucky enough to be born an American, bro, just because of how them old boys and wigs wrote the paperwork, each man is an island upon itself, man. If you don't want to do something, long as you're not oppressing anyone or breaking laws that harm anyone, you got the right to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But that comes with if you willing to forfeit millions of dollars, bro. Hey, that's on you, man. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else other than Kyrie Irving, it might hit me. It might hit me harder, but that motherfucker said the earth is flat too. So man, that fucking kid is crazy, bro. That fucking kid is crazy, bro. But if you want to stand on it, okay. You know what I'm saying? You standing on it. It's your right to do so.
I agree with that, because
plus he didn't help. He didn't help my Celtics, Perry. He didn't help my Celtics, man. We had to get him the fuck out of there, man. So I ain't no earth.
Speaking of that flat earther stuff, man, I'm see a lot. I got a couple of those folks on my Facebook, and I'm like, man, are these people for real? I'm just like, I don't know. I can't even say nothing fucked up about that. You know, I'm just like, damn, is somebody that crazy?
Flat Earth, Deontay Wilder conspiracy. These fucking people is nuts, bro. But anyway, bro. All right, so you decide. I'm gonna tell you, bro. You always been, you know, way more fit than me. You know, for a guy our age, bro. You keep yourself in decent shape, man. So when you was talking about fighting, I said, oh shit, he's gonna get in shape to do that. Now, I have a little bit of personal experience with MMA in the early 90s. So I knew way back then this is a whole nother world, and people who dismiss it when it was beginning, like boxers, a lot of boxers was dismissing that shit. I'm gonna just knock it down. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You don't understand what's going on. So I know the conditioning you got to be in to physically wrestle a motherfucker, man, and tie up with it, man. That's a whole nother level. Even more reason why I applaud.
That grappling and that wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all that. That's a whole nother monster on cardio effect on your body. And that's why I tell everybody, like, I can sit there and I can spar with my guys 10 rounds and talk complete sentences with them. But man, you give me one round where a guy's constantly got his head in my chest or in my abdomen trying to take me down and throw me to the ground and all that, man, that's shit. It takes me 3-4 minutes before I can even say my name properly. Yeah, because I'm breathing so heavy. So it's a whole different avenue. You work just like in boxing, though. You got your anaerobic conditioning, but man, this is just you got to be so much more explosive with overall full body, you know. And it's just it was a challenge. I ain't gonna lie. The first couple weeks in camp, I was like, shit, man, what the hell am I thinking? man, my old ass, I need to go ahead and get my room back over at the Rest Ever and go chill out with Mod over here because
right.
I'm like this shit's just gonna kill me already. But finally, I started getting back into some of the old habits I did, finding that relaxation and focusing when we got to that point of the fight or to the training session, and it got better for me. The scrambles got a lot easier. I did get taken down. I worked on a lot of the transitions and stuff because I'm not no jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not gonna sit there and try to submit nobody. If a guy knocks me, if a guy gets me down, I'm gonna try to hit that motherfucker with fists, elbows, knees, shit, my balls if I got
to get back and try to get up.
So,
right.
Yeah,
on top, right?
And
on top or something. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm not going to try to go for no submissions or nothing. So I'm going to just I'm basically going for the position, try to get out of there. And I ain't going to lie. I was in camp for 9 weeks, and going in that 4th week, there was a couple times when I pulled up over at Wendy with Coach Bobby. I pulled up over there and I sat in the driveway and I was like, damn, I got to do this shit for another hour and a half now. And so I'd have to get myself psyched up. I was sitting there. I put my Spotify on the truck and throw some Hatebreed or some of the heaviest metal I could think of just to get me motivated to want to walk into that goddamn place. And I walk in and it was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Fuck all y'all. I already know what y'all trying to do." But no, like I said, once I finally got in and started getting acclimated back to the game and got my composure back in there and everything just fell in place. And so honestly to say, camp was perfect. Last week, not this past week, but last week, the last week of my hard training, everything came together perfectly. My combos were looking beautiful. My sprawls were on point. Heck, the last 7-8 days of my camp, no matter who I was working with, hardly anybody can get me to the ground because I was just on point trying to get all that done, The hands are sharp. Every single person that I have worked with was like, dude, you possibly one of the hardest hitters I've ever got hit by and stuff like that. And so a lot of times I was thinking like, yeah, these guys just like trying to inflate me, trying to bump me up, tell me this and that. But once I started feeling the impact of the punches, because when you actually make solid contact.
Oh yeah. You punching through them now. Yeah, you punching through
exactly,
them now. Yeah,
exactly. Punching straight through them. And every single punch I would throw, whether it's in sparring or if it's on the mitts or if it's whatever the drill was working, I felt that on everything. And so to say when it was this week when I went into my maintaining phase, because I didn't have to cut weight, we took this at heavy weight. I did come in a little bit lighter than what's that?
All right, so I was going to ask you, what weight class, was there any stipulations? How many fights? I mean, was this did the guy have fights? What was the stipulations that you signed to do? So at heavy, is it like boxing? Is it like 200 and over you through? You can be 400 pounds.
Yeah, in MMA, heavyweight is 206 up to 265.
Okay, so it's a limit. It's a weight limit.
Yeah, yes, and so like Derek Lewis and all those big old heavyweights in the UFC, they have to cut to 265 most times to make weight.
I didn't know that.
Like Brock Lesnar. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. If you remember when he was coming in, that's why he said he wanted to get rid of it of that stipulation and actually start doing a super heavyweight, because they thought about it, but unfortunately, when you get to super heavyweight, you got Brock Lesnar, and then you got all these other motherfuckers that just look like all they do is sit at Golden Corral and eat all day long, So
if he's gonna be a fighter, so if Brock Lesnar gonna really fight instead of play fighting, he needs to fucking come in weight. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that he said that he didn't like. Because I remember watching a little interview about him, and he was saying that he'd walk around like 285, and sometimes upwards of 295, and he'd have to come down to 265. There was a couple times he did miss weight, but they still allowed it to go on because hell, he was the big money man, He was the one bringing the money to the UFC at that time from all these WWE fans.
That matters,
so,
right?
It matters, and that's another part of the story that we get into that kind of threw me for a loop. Also, and I'll explain it in a while. But yeah, he so the ceiling is 265, and
okay.
when they gave me this guy. A little background on this guy. This guy started out as a middleweight, if I remember right. Started out at 170, and well, now he fights at a sloppy heavyweight.
Right.
All his heavyweight fights that we looked up, he was anywhere between 238 to 258. And so when they told me about him, one of my questions was, okay, so I said, I'm probably going to come in anywhere between 230, 220, 230. I know my body, that's where I'll be at. And I said, so what's this guy? And I got the text messages that said, oh, it's 265 and under. That's heavyweight. And I was like, all right, cool. And I said, well, he shouldn't even hit that because, hell, he's 258. And then we looked him up on and all this, and he was talking about how he lost all this weight, and he was like at 240 and all this stuff. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. We good, you know? And, well, apparently all those damn posts was just a bunch of smoke and mirrors and shit because after everything is said and done, I get to the weigh-ins, and the weigh-ins was on Thursday afternoon. Me and my son came in. My son was going to be one of my cornermen, you know, because I've always wanted him to be in the corner with me because my son's, he's fought MMA. He's done boxing. He's fought there at the Gulf and Golden Gloves and stuff like that. So he's been around the block when it comes to these combatives.
Right.
And so I was excited, man. I was like, yeah, my last fight, because kind of a little throwback before then, whenever I actually had my retirement fight in 2016, excuse me, he was supposed to actually fight as an amateur on that card. And it was going to be me and him. And but he ended up blowing his knee out in training camp, and he didn't get to fight. And I wanted him to corner me, but he still had crutches and all that stuff, so he couldn't corner. So it just kind of screwed up the whole program for him. And so I really wanted him to be in the corner, so he was going to be there with me. So we got to weigh-ins, and I get up there. They got the trial scale and all this. So I hurry up, take my clothes off, jump on it, and I'm right at 220.2. I was like, all right, there we go. Yeah, I'm a little lighter than I wanted, but hell, I'm good. And all of a sudden we look out the window, and we see this big-ass dude out there wearing a hoodie and sweatpants and got his gloves, and he's out there hitting focus mitts like a little kid out there swinging on one of them damn punching clowns that bounce back and forth at you, you know? He was just swinging, looking stupid as shit. And me and my son were kind of like laughing. It was like, damn, what the hell is this dude doing, you know? And then all of a sudden he turned around. I was like, oh, shit, I think that's my opponent. Yeah. That's the dude. And so I walked in there, and I was like, hey, man, I asked one of the guys from the commission. I don't know his name. I had never met him before. But I said, hey, did my opponent come in and already weigh in? He do his pre-weigh, and he kind of like laughed a little bit. And I was like, oh, shit, what? Is he over 265? He's like, over. Hell, he's closer to 280. I was like, the fuck? I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, he was way up there, you know? And so I didn't get to witness it myself, but that's what they told me. And then another guy came over, and he told me, he was like, yeah, man, that dude, he missed weight by a lot. So he's out there trying to cut it. And so I was like, all right, well, hell, as long as he's trying to cut, he makes 265, we're good. And, you know, as cutting weight, when somebody's got that much body fat, go sit in a goddamn sauna. You'll lose water because your fat's holding so much water, you know? But he was out there, and so he walked back in. And
that's too much work. That's too much work.
Yeah, yeah. And so he actually made a little progress. He stepped on the scale. He was like 275 from what they said, because I missed him when he did. But
God damn, how big was it? Shit.
Yeah. So Coach Adam actually saw him, and Coach Adam was like, I told you. I fucking told you. He was 275 easily and all that stuff. And so he went back out there, and he just started kind of just lightly moving around in the parking lot, not really even you know, if you're trying to cut weight, you moving your ass, you doing something. Well, this dude was nonchalantly just moving around. Looked like he was talking more to his coaches about possibly just like, fuck it, let's go home instead of anything. And so finally he's sitting out there, and he's trying to cut. Then he comes up and he tells us, he was like, hey, man, are we fighting or what? And I was like, shit, what's your weight, you know? And he told us, he said, man, I'm 270 something. And Coach Adam was like, man, make the agreed bout fight. Make the agreed bout weight 265. And then the guy, he started getting a little snooty and got like a little pissy with us, started telling us about how he worked the night shift, and he got off the night shift, and he got on straight on the plane and came here. And he was like 267 when he left California. But once he landed in Texas, he was 278 and stuff like that. Like, well, goddamn, what y'all do? Stop in at every Stuckey's and Bucky's on the way in?
On the plane. On the plane.
Yeah, exactly. He had the goddamn plane stopping at all the damn convenience stops. But yeah, so he's out there, and even the commission and the promotion was trying to give the guy a little bit, because we were supposed to do the weigh-ins like at I think at 6 o'clock or 6:30, sorry. And well, we didn't. They ended up giving us a little more time, so we ended up weighing in right about 7 o'clock. And well, we did our official weigh-in, the picture that they shared and all that. I tipped the scale 220.2. He comes in, he was like 272.9. And so we get off the scale, we go back, and they told him that you got an hour to cut the weight. And so we was like, okay, cool. So we waited around. Hour goes by, he steps back on the scale. He's like 272.3. I was like, God damn, you only cut like 0.6, you know?
He ain't trying, bro. He's just wanting to. He just wanting you to say, "Come on, fuck it."
Yeah, exactly, and that's what he is exactly wanting to do, you know. And so, and I still had prepared in my mind. I was like, yeah, we fighting, and for this shit, I'm really gonna knock this dude out, you know. And so he's out there just kind of nonchalantly walking, because they gave us another hour. They said, all right, here's another hour, you know. And so he's out there just walking. So I actually went out there man to man, and it was like, hey, bro, what's going on? We fighting? What's this? And he was like, he's like, man, I'm not making 265. And I was like, bro, that's our fight, you know. Let's do it, man. I said, you come all this way. I said, you're a professional. You got close to 50 fights. You know how to do this. Let's do it, you know. He's like, nah, man. He looked me square in my eyes, Derek, and told me, nah, man, I'm not gonna cut the weight. And he started getting mad at the promotion about how they handled him, about how they did this and they did that. And I was like, well, that's not our issue, man. I said, we got to figure something out, you know?
Right.
And so we started talking about taking pay and all this stuff. And so I actually like, hey, well, shit, what's it going to take for me to get you to 265, you know? And the guy just didn't want to hear it. So I walked back in, and I was trying to talk to him, like I said, trying to talk to him as a man, like, hey, I'm here to fight. Are you here to fight? And so we did it. We talked. I went back in, and I told Coach Adam, I said, yeah, I don't think this is going to happen, man. He don't want to cut it. And then Coach Adams he's like, no, fuck that. He's going to cut the weight because he's already 50 pounds heavier than you. And I was like, and so our story was I wanted him to cut to 265, which was our agreed amount, because the way I had told the promoter, I said, I told him, I said, man, I just want to see. It's about the principle. I've trained my ass off for this fight. I had since August 25th, when y'all told me, well, I'm fighting this guy, that we're getting down with this. So I've been prepared for this guy, and I just want to see if he's willing to make the sacrifice to do this last little cut to show me he really wants to fight and all that stuff. But the curveball there is I had already told Coach Adam. I said, Coach Adam, you know what? I think I'm gonna knock this guy out anyway. So I'm gonna tell him just make 270. Make 270, and we good. Right. And so at that point, Coach Adams was like, no, make him make 265. That's the rule. I was like, yeah, Coach, but he's not going to do it, and I want to fight and all that. And so Coach is like, all right, well, if you're comfortable with that, I got your back. And my son was like, yeah, if you're comfortable, I got your back too, you know. So that's what we was going to do. And well, then the promoter came over, and he started trying to kind of felt like to me, and it felt like to my coach and my son and a couple of my boxers that were there also, and then Cowboy Carl was there. He tried to start guilt tripping me into the fight, like just to set the fight on this dude's terms. And he walked up and he was like, "Hey man, you really gonna let this fight fall through?" And I was like, "Hold on, what you mean? Am I gonna let this fight?
You gonna let this fight fall through? Right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was like, what do you mean? Am I gonna let this hit? And he was like, oh man, go ahead, just accept it on his terms, man. He goes, you already know you're gonna clean him up tomorrow, so just accept it. And that's when I was like, I want to see what he's willing to do. To I said, I have a game plan, and I just want to see what he's going to do. And at that point, this is when the promotion lost me, lost my coach, lost everybody in my camp. The promoter looked me square in the face, and he goes, well, if he don't make 265, I'll just cancel the fight. I don't give a fuck. We done got paid.
Oh.
And at that point, Coach Adams like, you don't give a fuck? Excuse me, you don't give a fuck about my fighter? You don't give a fuck about these fighters? He's like, man, no, we're fucking done. We're out. And so honestly, that promoter coming and saying that stuff straight to our face, that's what at that point where I was like, no, this motherfucker gotta make 265. He's gotta make 265 if not.
Let me ask you something, bro. And of course, I don't want to know your money or none of that shit, but was the fight on some kind of percentage wise, like with ticket sales, or was they paying you a purse? What was the deal?
They did both. They actually paid me because I sold a lot of tickets. A lot of somehow they said one other person sold same or more as me, but at the end of the day, I was close to like $15,000 that I sold in tickets, and they gave me a commission on that. So they actually did pay me for my ticket commission, but I didn't get paid for the fight because I did have a purse that we were supposed to get, but since the fight didn't happen, we didn't get that. But I did get the tickets.
How was the ticket sold? Through a link, or was it like you with your hands getting money?
It was both. They sent me at first they sent me I think 140 tickets, and then they had a link for Reed Arena where you can buy tickets. Then they also had a link through WFC Fights where you can buy tickets. But on the WFC Fights, you could actually pick the fighter going to the support, so that way he got the credit for the commission.
Right.
And so they sent me like 140 tickets.
At what point did y'all gave them the money, right?
Yeah, well, that was the very first thing they did. Like I had never met this promoter or anything before. I only spoke to him on the phone, messaged him through Facebook, stuff like that.
Right.
Hell, he didn't even introduce himself, and that should have been a red flag. He didn't even introduce himself at first. He thought he saw the 3 bricks I had in my hand of all the cash, grabbed that shit straight from me, and boom, started counting right away. And then he looked up at me and goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm Matt." I was like, "Oh shit, all right, you remembered I was here, okay?"
This was before the weigh-in?
Yeah, this is as soon as we got there. That was the first thing that they took out of our hand was that damn money.
But all right, I'm mad now. I'm hot now because this is the thing, bro. We buddies, bro. We've been knowing each other a couple of years now. We buddies.
Oh yeah.
So I know you're 100% legit fighting, man. I know you're 100% legit coach, active fighters. I know without a doubt you care about your fighters. We've had personal conversations and shit.
Yeah.
So I know when you took this fight, it was no little thing to you. It was I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna get in shape and come out there and try to win, right?
Oh,
and I know up there in Bryan, y'all got a lot of support, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I guess it's easy for me because I'm not in the MMA world, right? So it really doesn't matter what the fuck I think about it, but at the same token, man, I also that gives me like freedom to say what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's some raggedy ass shit, bro. That's some raggedy ass shit because here's the thing. Everything is, look, we know contracts are as good as one person calls in sick. And
exactly.
Right. And because normally, unless you're dealing with millions and millions of dollars, it ain't even worth a fucking lawsuit, right? So
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we was talking about. Kim was like, well, why don't we look at it this way, you know, because I lost a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I lost a lot of money in camp, man. I paid my coaches well. I had to do the medicals, and because I am an old fuck, 48 years old, I had to do the EEG, I had to do an EKG and all this stuff, you know. So it wasn't just like I go and spend $200 get my physical, my eye exam, my blood work, and all that. So you're looking up over $1,000 for all that stuff. And so,
we know as trainers, we ain't got money to give away. We barely got the money to keep the fucking lights on, so this kid has a place to fucking fight.
Exactly. And that was another end of the spectrum right there that got me, was because since I started training camp, I stopped doing private sessions, because private sessions were one of the things that actually put money in my pocket, helped me do the extra things I want to do, you know. And so I stopped doing all the private sessions, which cost me probably anywhere between $250, $350 a week. So when you go in and you look at it, hell yeah, the money that I did get off the commission for these tickets don't even really cover what I sacrificed. And so it was just a big screw job.
Here's my thing. The only recourse we have, really, right, is to put in a official complaint at the commission.
Yeah,
and which is if they do something, they don't do something. But so that's that. The other recourse is that us as fight people in the community voice our fucking opinion. You know, we was talking about the Constitution earlier today, man. And the more we give up our right to fucking be vocal and say how the fuck we feel. No, and if the Wilder fans aren't protected, the Wilder conspiracy people ain't protected by the fucking Second Amendment, then the First Amendment, then none of us are, right? If flat earthers can't get up there and scream about the flat earth, then none of us are protected. So exactly. So that's the truth of the matter. So the thing is, these fucking these momos, these guys who don't care about the fighter, right? And believe me, girl, if that promoter called me and say, bro, I want to tell you my side, I'm gonna let him tell his side. Come tell your side. Because but the difference is gonna be, I'm gonna say, did you do this? Did you do that? And did you do this? And that's some whole shit, and use a hoe and come take it up with me. I'm over here at the Grand Boxing Gym. But here's the thing. Here's my thing, bro. These fly-by-night motherfuckers, man, we done seen it all, bro. We done seen it all. And let's say they did a good promotion shit like that. If a guy's out here, man, the fans and supporters have no fucking idea. Fighters are like no other athlete in the world. Meaning when you buy a ticket from a fighter, you have any sane fighter, right? Yeah, you have a special place with that guy now because you're supporting me with your fucking piece of your check you work for every week. Yes, and that gives me more motivation to go to this fucking gym, work out and try to perform for you, right? So when the guy who's putting on the show takes you for granted, he's taking them for granted. He's taking your supporters for granted, taking the community as a whole for granted, because the worst thing a promoter could say, fuck you, I got my money already. Bro, that's about the worst thing they can say. What else? What's worse than that? What's worse than that?
Like I said, when he said that, a lot of times I'm not speechless. And I was just like, wow.
Unbelievable.
And Coach Adam actually stepped up to the plate. He was like, he let him know what he thought, and so at that point, it was already 9 o'clock, and that's when we was like, all right, we're out. We got to go.
You could have easily caught an assault charge with a motherfucker like that, man. Say some shit like that, man. You're an even kill dude, bro. And that was a good move to not, to just go, this fucking dude, let's go. But it would be easy to say, you son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, man. I was excited about the fight. You had a bunch of supporters, man. And for a guy to do that, and a guy, it shows you. Let's say if the fat boy would have just fucking half-ass looked like he was working, right? And he got on the scale at 72, 71, and this fat motherfucker been in the sauna and all that shit. You liable to say, all right, plus fork over whatever. You know what I'm saying? Give me $500, whatever the case may be. And knock his ass out. Now, if nothing else, the reason why your justification for this, right, to me, outside of the contract weight, is you fucking twist an angle some kind of way, this fat motherfucker falls on top of you, bro. You got to deal with this shit, right? Because this ain't boxing. This is, y'all could end up wrestling and shit, and this is another obstacle. So you have every right in the world. You have every right in the world to demand you abide by the restrictions of the contract. And for that promoter to do that, man, bro, that's so fucking low down, bro. That's so fucking low down, dude, to say, I got your money that you worked hard for, that you went and sold, that your supporters gave you on their own free will to support you. Don't worry about it. I got it. Fuck you. That's what he said.
Well, and then one of the things is after later that night, a couple hours, I guess it's probably around 10:30 or so, or it might have been a little bit later. But on Thursday night, he messaged me, and then he told me that the Texas Commission, TDLR, went ahead and they said that the fight was not in violation now, because even though the fight was contracted at 265 and under, Texas is one of the rare states that won't actually abide by that. They'll allow it to be like boxing and go up, you know. And I was like, well, I have never seen an MMA. Matter of fact, there was a fight on this card last night that was classified super heavyweight. And so then all of a sudden he started trying to spin off and trying to get all these different things, you know. And I told him, I said, that's not my contract. So make it right. I said, if the guy makes weight in the morning, I'll be there, you know. And then then all of a sudden he started apologizing about what he had told me. And he's like, hey man, I didn't mean to come off like that. He goes, that's not what I meant to say and all this. And I was just like, and usually when you're mad, the first thing comes out your mouth is the most honest thing. So we'll just leave it at that, you know.
Well, even I don't give a fuck if you're mad or not. Here's the thing, bro. And I remind the boxers this, man. You'll hear me say this from time to time. You know, when the kid's in the ring, you know, be professional, man. Be professional. Yeah. This is a professional thing here. And if you're not conducting yourself as such, you're gonna get beat, man. You're gonna the ref will take it from you. You know what I'm saying? You'll get fucking disqualified. Be professional, man. So you know, for a promoter, you know, there is no slipping. There's no slipping saying fuck you, I got your money anyway. I don't care if y'all fight. Yeah. Nah, exactly. Bro. And the thing is, man, yeah, I bet you his ass he is fucking he is easy, because he don't know you got a partner with a podcast, and I'm gonna share these fucking clips and send it to my mixed martial art buddies, because I got mixed martial art buddies in California, with podcasts with 10,000 fucking subscriptions. Hey man, put this out there for me, man. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Make it right. There's no problem. The kid didn't make weight. Like I'm saying, we understand. We understand this fighting thing, you know, is always down to the last wire, right? Like, you could have easily, like I'm saying, you could easily say, all right, funny how now that, you know, the Texas Commission said that. Well, why the Texas Commission wasn't saying that last night when we was there? Why they change it? Why is all that shit changing now? See, hindsight, you motherfuckers, y'all can make it be whatever y'all wanted to be, but I was there. Exactly. I gave you the tickets. Exactly. I seen what the fuck happened, man. I seen you was, and then. This is what's funny to me, and it's always been this way my whole life. And my daddy taught me, you know, rest well. My daddy taught me this, bro, and I took it with me since a little kid. He said, you know, it's funny. Whenever someone does you wrong, everybody comes around and asks you not to do them nothing or do nothing about it. But nobody ran to tell this motherfucker do right. Don't do that shit. Yeah, do right. Yeah. He said, so as long as you do right, then whatever you feel is justifiable, you justified in it, right? And so it doesn't matter if it's money, if it's just you know, a deal for a car, whatever. Listen, man, if you say we're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, man. When you crawfish and you do some dirty shit, whatever I decide to do as a result, I feel 100% vindicated, because I was 100% honest with you, 100% laid my cards on the fucking table, right? And I truly believe that, man. I live my life like that, and I tell my young fighters, my sons, my family, you know. Y'all seen daddy do some shit, or and some of y'all just heard of it, right? But daddy sleeps good at night because I didn't feel I messed over him. I felt I was messed over. So therefore, I got to make sure he knows, as well as anybody who else knows about it. Nah. Go fuck over the other guy, because this guy here. Yeah. And I raised my sons to be that way, Perry, bro. Listen, do right, man. Stick to your fucking word. You don't steal, You don't lie. You don't connive, right? Because that's cowardice.
Exactly.
But when a coward does you some dirty shit, you mash his fucking ass. Because here's the thing. It's like that old movie I like. He say when the brother got his shit, that Moonshine movie, when they beat the shit out the little brother, right? And the little brother wasn't a tough guy. And he beat the shit out of him, punked him out and all. They had him begging and shit, that policeman. And his brother, the tough guy, came up and looked at him. He said, now what you gonna do? And he looked at him like, what you mean, man? What we gonna do? He said, no. What you gonna do? He said, as long as you my motherfucking brother, you gonna get up and go fight. Now, you get him go fight, we'll handle it, right? Yeah. But his thing was, it's not what he did you. You only gotta do one step further. Yeah. You don't gotta be a vicious psychopath. Just you gotta be willing to go one step further. That's all. Yeah, and that's gonna be their limit, bro. So when these people do you dirty, man, and of course I'm talking about street shit. We talking about business here, but I'm talking about I wouldn't feel a second bad about saying what went on. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen, bro. You did this shit. Why didn't you? Why are you coming over here asking me when I came in professional?
Well, one of the other things I forgot to actually mention is when I spoke to this man, when me and him were talking man to man out there, he told me he had told the promotion 3 different occasions he didn't want to fight. And he said originally, because like I said, I had accepted the fight a couple of days, like August 19th. And it was about 6 days, about a week later, the 25th is when they confirmed that me and him were fighting. And he told me that he had told them before then he didn't want to fight. Then apparently to him, during the process of getting ready for this fight, he had told him he couldn't fight. And so there's a lot of bullshit that he told me, and I don't think he was lying about it because, but just seeing how this promotion was like, hey, and this is hearsay coming from me now, but hell, if that's the case, and the man said, hey, I don't want to fight, then the promotion's like, well, hell, just fly over here, get a free ticket to Texas, come over, check out Texas, and we fly you back. You ain't got to fight, and we get it all done, and that may be completely off the center, but that's the way it looks like. And so with that being said, the guy comes over, tells me he don't want to fight, and then he even had the balls to tell me that he been sitting on his damn couch and he ain't been wanting to do nothing. And at that point, I was like, well, shit, it didn't take Jaime Escalante to figure that shit out. So I already knew you ain't been doing nothing. So this is me after me and him. And like I said, we talked to each other like gentlemen. There wasn't nothing, no hard feelings. There's no bitch made or nothing like that. It was straight.
Real deal. He's being honest with you. Man, exactly. I was shitting the bed anyway and told these motherfuckers I wasn't ready. Right.
Yeah. And so, and then I get back into the weigh-ins area, and then his coach totally took it completely unprofessional. I walked in, I was telling Coach Adam, I said, well, this is what he said, this is what we're going to do. And that's when we came to the idea, like, hey, we're just asking him to make 270. That's it. And what at that process, this is something I totally forgot to even mention. But then his coach walked up, and get this, he sniffs the air right there in front of us and talking about, yeah, I thought I smelled some pussies up in here. Saying that to all of us.
He wanted his couple $100 for flying out here. Yeah. He wanted his money, man. He needed that money.
Yes. And so Coach Adam, that like flipped a switch on him, man. He started like, man, oh, fuck you, dude. Don't you come around. He goes, make 265. We'll show you who the pussy is and all this. And the guy was like, oh, no, just take the fight as it is, unless y'all pussies. So they was trying to like use bully tactics for me to take something that I felt I was in the complete justification and had the complete right to request. Hey, just make your fucking weight, man. And so they actually got up there, and this guy, the guy that I was fighting, he's walking around like he can't even stand up no more. And that was another thing. Back to this story when me and him were speaking man to man. He told me he didn't want to make 265 because he said he'll go in there, his legs will be dead, his body will be dead, he ain't gonna have no energy, and he just didn't want to go in there and have me just beat the living hell out of him because he's completely drained. Right. And so, well, all of a sudden, here's this guy looking like he's out on his deathbed, walking around in the parking lot. Well, all of a sudden, he got big bad Billy Badass and got up in Coach Adams' face. Man, fuck you! I'll fuck you up! I'll fuck this you. And and totally went unprofessional. It was like some Jerry Springer shit. I was expecting to see Steve come in there and break the shit up, you know. And so we're sitting there, and so I got in between them, and I was like, "Hey, man, make 265. You can throw your hands on me all day tomorrow. Throw your hands on me." And he was like, "No, fuck that. Nobody's going to talk shit about my brother and all this." And he just kept mouthing off. And so I was like, "Hey, dude, step back, go make your weight. Let's do this." And he's like, "Man, fuck all y'all, fuck you." And he kept trying to go at Coach Adam and all this stuff. And then finally, the security came over there and got him out of there. And it was just, like I said, it was completely unprofessional.
A cluster.
Yeah, it's right. completely unprofessional. I fought, I ain't gonna lie, I fought at a fucking strip club called Club Raw in Oklahoma City. And they treated us better over there than this shit, you know?
Well, I'm damn sure glad to see that this type of horse shit ain't just synonymous with boxing. You know, low budget boxing shows. They do it everywhere, huh? It's universal.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody wants to fight when they got somebody to stop them, motherfucker. But when it's time to get in that ring or cage and it's 1-on-1, then oh shit, hold up, I can't make weight now. Oh shit, I got this.
Coach, everybody's a big dog until the gates open. When the gates open, they don't come out the yard, bruh. They stay in the yard barking. You open that fucking gate, the motherfuckers, they on a leash, they on an invisible leash. That shit, listen, man. It's like, hey, cute man, look. Fuck, bro, you don't never see me with no gang of people, right? It be me and my fight.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And they all know the same. Listen, man, if this guy gets up there and acts an ass, if you think he's gonna do you something, hit him. But other than that, if he's just mouthing off, right? Say, bro, I'm here. We gonna fight. Yep. We fighting tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna be there. You make sure you there, man. That all that scared shit, it's too late to be scared, bro. It's too late for all that shit, man. Exactly. I'm here. I'm in shape. I'm ready to roll. Yeah, man. That's just that's very unprofessional. Well, now I'm not gonna put that on the promoter. That's the fighter. Yeah. Now that's the fighter. They acting like it is there, you know.
Yeah, but, yeah, and that's a fighter in his camp. Honestly, his whole camp was just not very professional because they had another fighter that was supposed to be on the show, and I actually think that fight got scratched too because the guy didn't make weight either. And so because they had him, the guy was fighting, and then another young man who's out there, both of them trying to cut weight. And shit, I don't know what kind of fucking training they do over there in Bakersfield, but they definitely weren't coming in trying to be on weight or nothing. So it was just, it was like I said, it was a shock, man. And I had at the weigh-ins, by far, I had the most fans there, most support. Hell, it was just crazy, man. I had so many people there that was willing to support, and for everything that transpired. That's why I didn't go into a lot of detail on it on my Facebook post about my fight getting canceled, because at that time when I made that post, I ain't gonna lie, man, I got home and me and my son, we came in the house and he was like, "Damn, Dad, so what do you think's gonna happen?" And at that point, the reality set in on what was going on. And man, I went outside and my son followed me out there, and then my daughter came out there, and I ain't gonna lie, I cried like a bitch, man. I was like, fuck, man, all I want to do is fucking fight. But this dude's making it as hard as he can not to want to do anything. And then the promoter telling me he don't give a fuck. And my son was like, "You know what, Dad?" My son don't really cuss a lot, but he's like, "You know what, Dad? Fuck that promoter. That dude don't even respect you. He don't even deserve to have your name on his banner no more." After
guess
what he said.
And all this behind a guy who said he been on the sofa, didn't want to get up anyway, and would have shit the bed when you ran over there and punched him in the nose. All that shit.
Exactly. And the thing that really got me was, not saying that I'm no Chuck Liddell or Iron Mike Tyson, nothing like that, but I was the money man for this fight. I brought the tickets. I brought the fans.
You was the guy that came to see, right? Not the other guy.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And so at that point, you would think a promotion that somewhat got their head out of their ass would actually have a plan B and C. Because when I did have my retirement fight, Stephen Lawhorn back in 2016, man, did one hell of a job as a promoter. He had SEC, and he came to me. I was actually already retired by about a month, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna bring a pro show to Bryan, Texas. Will you be my headliner?" And I was like, "Man, all you gotta do is tell me when to be there." And so he was every single day. That that man was in contact with me. He was telling me, he was letting me know about my opponent. He was letting me know about everything. There wasn't nothing that went on until that fight. And then the next badass thing is if anything fell out, he had a plan B. He had another fighter ready to go. And he had a plan C, another fighter that was ready to go if that A and B fell through.
I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that with this through this COVID thing. I've been seeing it a lot more than I ever have where the big promoters have guys that's already in shape, ready to step in if somebody failed the test and shit.
Yeah. Because they got guys, they're paying guys. Hey, I know this ain't the million you want.
Like a retainer. Look.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
just be ready. Be ready to go. My
partner Joey V, next fight up said he said what state? I think he was talking about when you said Oklahoma. McGovern? Who's McGovern? That's the I don't know who that is. But if
that's the promoter of it.
Okay. He said if you were the main event, you know, Joe, my man, the Dutchman is a lawyer too. He said if you were the main event or special attraction in Texas, the promoter by law has to refund the tickets if you dropped off. So he just tuned in. He didn't know that. Yeah, you already gave them to him. Sounds like you were the special attraction if you sold all the tickets. And
yeah, because he did tell everybody there was a no refund policy.
Okay, Joe, and he said Matt don't give a fuck. Who's Matt? That's the promoter?
Yeah, Matt McGovern. Yeah, that's the
okay, Matt McGovern. Okay, he said Matt don't give a fuck. He exploits local fighters so he doesn't have to go into his pockets for anything. There's a difference between using local fighters and offering local fighters an opportunity. Hashtag host shit. That's my man. Joey
sounds like he knows. It sounds like he knows exactly what I'm talking about because, like I said, that's the shit. Like I never had a promoter come to me and tell me that shit. Like,
let me say this. I don't give a fuck. Let me say this about my man Joe, bro. From Next Fight Up. You know Joe, right? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. He go. I've seen Joe ain't the matchmaker. He's actually the promoter. Well, the motherfucker does everything, seems like to me, but you know, with their fighting promotion. But I've seen him, bro, like a week out. If the opponent, he's transparent with the fighters. Look, man, they fell out. I'm trying to find something. You know, that's how you do that shit, bro. You don't hook a guy for his fucking ticket sales and then tell, because it sounds like all right. I don't know shit about MMA, bro. I don't know if it's different on the business end or not. I'm not gonna pretend to. Sounds like to me, bro. Sounds like to me. He told Fat Boy get his ass on this plane, so there would be no trouble getting the ticket money from you, bro. Because he showed up to get on the skit. That's what it sounds like to me. And
that's exactly the same thought that went through my head when the guy told me he had told him on multiple occasions he didn't want to fight. And so that's exactly what went through my head. He might,
and that even makes sense when he said, "Man, come see Texas or whatever, and I'll buy you a fucking buffet meal, whatever the case may be." But check this out. That's why, and I can't say this enough. And you're an experienced dude, bro. You've been in this game, bro. You've been a fighter professionally and a trainer. That's almost why you always need your own buffer, be it your coach or a manager. He got the tickets in his pocket, the money for the tickets. And he says, whenever we have a fight and he steps on the scale, everything's good. I give it to you, because if not, I'm refunding the people we sold shit to, right?
Yeah. And you know, that didn't even dawn on me because I've never dealt with that before. I never had somebody just blatantly like I said, when I got there, that was the first thing they did. Took the money right out of my hands, and he started counting the money. Then he introduced himself to me. I was like,
"That's a swindle move, bro." And the thing is, and I'm not. Listen, bro, not your fault. You the fighter, but here's the thing. You remember when we was coming up? We roughly the same age. When we was coming up, bro, most fighters' manager was their trainer too, right?
Yeah,
and, you know, that's when you talk to the manager, you're talking to the fucking trainer, but that's old school. But here's the thing. I'm not, I wear a bunch of hats I don't want to wear, but But my fighter is something to, you know, I'm old school like the trainer manager. So rather I'm your manager or not, I'm your fucking manager when I'm down there making sure shit straight. Now, I try not to let that confuse me about the matter at hand, what we're doing, right? You know, we got to get ready for the fight, but you know, I try to be involved as much as I can because I want to be in a way of shit like that, right? Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't ask my kid for his fucking money. Where's your guy? We'll get to you as soon as we get on the scale. Joy will tell you. I've done that. You know, Manny, hold that ticket money, man. Wait for his boy to get on the fucking scale. You know what I'm saying? So it's a rotten, fucking dirty fucking game, bro. And the sad part is the fans, they don't even factor none of this in with a fight. They don't even. They don't know this behind the scenes shit, you know. And let's say your opponent had some guys rooting for him here in Texas, bought tickets to see him.
Yeah,
they bought tickets to see him win a fight and have no idea he's in the back telling you, "I've been on the sofa eating fucking Little Debbie's all fucking month." You know what I'm saying? And they drug me here to make sure you gave him the tickets. Now he might have not even knew that was what it was because he's just a fucking pawn too, you know. But yeah, bro, this is a shitty thing.
Yeah, like
and
I
I'm
said,
glad.
that's just the numbers that start putting two and two together, you know, and it started building up to higher things. And as soon as he told me, like I said, he looked me square in the face, being a man. He told me, he said he didn't even want to take the fight. That he ain't been doing nothing for 2 years. He said basically he's coming off the couch. He told me he's coming off the couch. And
but this fight here, this show here was where?
Yeah, it was here in College Station.
And where are you from?
I'm right here.
Guess what? Get your fat ass on this plane, man. I need to make sure hey, bro, it just is what it is. And guess what? Joe, I'm glad Joe's vocal like I'm being vocal, like you being transparent. We just being transparent about what happened and why you wasn't able to perform for the people who support you, and to the boxing community out there, right? That's not the fighters per se, but the fighters too. I want them to educate themselves too.
Well, one of the things that one of the things I was going to mention just a minute ago, you was talking about managers. That's one of the big differences in MMA. You know, like in boxing, we got all these big name managers that cover it. Like all the big $1 million fighters got the managers. You know, but unfortunately, in MMA, if you got a manager, a lot of these promotions ain't gonna fuck with you. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with it, especially because there's so many of these little small fly by night
trying to get on
MMA. Yeah, so they don't like, because I actually found that out before I had retired back in 2016. I had hired some dude out of Georgia to be my manager, and man, you would have thought I was an ugly motherfucker in high school because my phone went dry as shit, and I couldn't get no calls or nothing. And the guy guaranteed me he was going to get me at least 4 fights within the year. And so for that entire year, I kind of sat around my thumb up my ass, got 1 fight. And then at the end of the year, since he didn't fulfill the contract, I was free to go. And man, wouldn't you know, shit, that year after I came out, man, I fought 6 times that next year.
They did. So, he was more of a hindrance than a help. And
exactly, he's more of a liability.
So even more so that the fighters need to understand that, and the train. You know, there's a lot of trainers that have great trainers, great fight guys, but don't know shit about the business. Yeah, the promoter talks to him. He ends up being on the side of the promoter, not even realizing he's helping the promoter, not his fucking own kid. But
exactly.
But I say this here, man. I say this here, bro. To the fighters, to anybody, there's nothing wrong with saying freeze. Wait a minute. I don't understand this. Whatever. Explain this shit to me now. What's going on?
Yeah.
That's way better than pretending like, oh, yeah, okay. And you have no fucking clue what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a million little, it's a million. Look at this hand. This hand's doing the fucking over here. Look at this hand, though. So hopefully this is a learning lesson. I know you learned a lesson too, and you're a veteran in the game. So hopefully it's a learning lesson by us doing this podcast and letting people know what happened, man. It's a rough game out here, man.
It's definitely a dog eat dog. They don't give a fuck about you out there, man. And like I said, that's what really pushed Coach Adams' button when that promoter told us that he was just gonna cancel fight. He didn't give a fuck. He'd already got paid. And man, Coach Adam, he's a gentle giant, He soft spoken, knows his game. He knows the MMA world. And man, he lost his cool so damn quick. Even when the other team was coming over there talking shit to us and calling us pussies and all that for not wanting to abide by their terms, he still kept his cool, But once that promoter flat out told us he didn't give a fuck about it, he didn't. Coach Adam lost his shit, man. He was like, "No, let's go." We ain't gonna get disrespected like this. And if you go back and check out my Facebook on Thursday night, Coach Adam actually wrote a long post about a lot of that, and you can kind of get a little more insight on what, from his point of view, of what happened, because he wrote a long one about the whole thing, about how the promoter acted and how the other team tried to provoke us and all that. It was just like we did everything right, but yet they was trying to villainize us because they didn't do their shit, So it was just bad experience.
I hate that happened to you, brother. I'm a fan. Hell, I was rooting for you.
Oh yeah.
we did a little sponsorship. We was trying to do we was trying to be involved best way we could too. This is the thing.
Oh yeah, shoot. I had those the shorts from Sanjay. I had him looking good with that, about his exclusive patch on there.
Yeah, man. So man, I told the wife, I said you finna have one of your patches in the MMA fight tonight. And then then I seen the post, of course. And that's why I said let's do a show if you wanted to, man, just so you could have something to share to people so they can see what happened, man, and why you didn't fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because boxing, MMA, kickboxing, all that stuff, man, it's brutal on these young men. And young women now, because there's a lot more women getting into it. And the thing that a lot of these promoters, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know Matt, that day at the weigh-ins was the first time I ever met him. And like I said, he took the money out of my hand first before he even introduced himself. And so I don't know the guy, but just looking at him first glance, I don't think he's ever put a pair of MMA gloves on. So he's profiting off of the life that we're going to lose from the damage we take in our career and all that. Because I don't give a damn what you say. I may be healthy as fuck, but I guarantee you, if I wasn't an MMA fighter for as long and a boxer for as long as I was, I'd probably live to be 78 instead of maybe 68. I don't know. I'll tell you right now. I think I'll probably live a little bit longer.
Human beings weren't designed to get hit in the head like that, man. So
exactly,
every punch in the head takes something out of you. And you're right. You're 100% right, man. Before I could close the show off, man, I just want to give a shout out to our boy, man. Adam is fighting for an ABO title.
Yeah. I tell you what, man. Me and Adam go way back, but sorry, my voice kind of cracking. All that screaming and hollering I was doing last night. I feel like I'm at an NSYNC concert right now. But yeah, man. Me and Adam go way back, and now he got over. And as you were just saying a little while ago, I'm not really his manager or nothing. I'm more of his friend and a coach to him, and me and him, we discuss everything that goes on. There's not a day that goes by when we're not communicating about something. And he's been back with me back in the gym now for a little over a year. And I tell you, man, if he would have been with me this entire time instead of wasting his time at that other gym for so long and being taken advantage of and just being used as a stepping stone, I'm almost guarantee you that AD could have been he may not have got to the IBF and WA and all that, but he'd be a name known out there because hell, back in his past, he's fought Hooker and guys like that, so he's got what it takes to do it. But I'm just happy to see what's going on with him now, because the guy, he works his ass off. He's 43 years old. He outworks my 21-year-olds in the gym all day, every day. And the guy is so humble. You got criticism for him, he takes it, man. I just love the dude, man. I'm truly blessed that me and him were able to reconnect as friends, most importantly, and also reconnect as a coach and boxer. You know, because Adam, he's like I said, he for a long time his career was misdirected in the wrong path. You know, he was taking a lot of these last second fights,
Right.
taking a lot of these B-side fights where even if he knocked people down, we're gonna lose. You know. And
So,
he
he basically can't win unless he knock him out. Right. That's
exactly, because
the position
I hate
he
to
was
say
put
it,
in.
but yeah, because I hate to say it, when we fought Talib, we fought a hell of a fight, but I felt we won that fight even with the knockdowns, you know. But it was a tough fight. We learned, and so at that point, that's when I started standing up and protecting him. I was like, no, we ain't taking no more B-side shit. We ain't taking no more last second shit. I said these people gonna respect you for being the fighter that you are. They're gonna respect you for the knowledge and the experience you got, and that's what we're gonna do. And so I hate to say it, but a couple of the promoters that used to have him on speed dial kind of mad now because they can't take advantage of him now, you know. And so, but look, what it got us is got us a chance to go against Sellers for the ABO now, and that may not sound like something to a lot of people, but hell, for where AD was and where he's at now, that's huge. This is going to define us.
Tell AD. Boo Boo Andre had an ABO title. Jessica McCaskill had an ABO title. She's a undisputed champion right now in professional prize fighting. Alfonso Lopez had it. My boy got an ABO title. So now, man, he deserves to fight for shit. You know, one thing I like about the minor titles like that, regional titles and stuff like that, because it gives the guys a sense of accomplishment to keep going and try the next thing, you know.
Exactly.
And they are a champion. At the end of the day, he's gonna be American boxing organization champion, bro. So listen, man, I root for him. You know, I done had him on the show post fights and shit, trying to talk. I really enjoyed talking to him, bro. He seemed like to be a great guy, man. And to be his age. He's just a few years younger than us, man, and in there with them young boys.
And he's built like a Greek god. I'm like,
damn, he's a brick shit house, man.
I don't even want to take my shirt off.
I don't even want to take my shirt off when he's in the house, man. And every time I talk to him, hey, man, I'm ready to do another one, man. I said, boy, this guy, man, he's hard not to remember.
I still remember when we weighed in over there with the Talib fight. Lynn Collins was out there raising hell for all the fighters because they weren't getting in the lines, getting their COVID test. And man, she stopped and she's like, Adam weigh in yet? And I was like, nah, he's about to. And she's like, there's that pristine body. I was like, girl, get your ass on out of
here. That brother there is a good guy, man. He's hard not to root for, man. I'm a root for him every time I see him.
That's my boy. Like I said, I've been blessed to get him back in the gym with me, and man, me and him got a bond that is unbreakable. So it's awesome to see you get these opportunities, you know.
Well, look, man, I appreciate you, bro. Shit, after you win that title, or you got something else going on we need to promote, man, let me know.
All right.
The boxing side, because we can do another show.
We got that fight on November 19th for the ABO, and then we are actually contracted to fight a kid out of Kansas City on December 8th, which is a Wednesday. So we'll be making a drive up to Kansas City right after that. So
nice,
hopefully things go well. We pull in 2 quick wins before the end years.
All right, bro. Did this discourage you, bro? Or if something else pops up, you might try it.
I don't know. It's funny because my boy Jeff Neal, I talked to him yesterday. He's in the UFC, and he was actually gonna make the trip to come up and see me fight. And I was talking to him yesterday, you know, and he was like, "Man, what the fuck happened?" You know, and I was telling him, and he was like, "Man, fuck that promoter and all that." So what you gonna do? He asked the same question. I said, "Man, I'm gonna just hang it up. I'm too damn old to keep chasing these fight ghosts. Hell, I'm about to become a ghost myself." So and then I told him, I said, "Yeah, but there is that one call out there. If somebody calls me, you know, when you're like, yeah, McMahon from the UFC," I said, "Yeah, that motherfucker calls. I might have to think about it." So
yeah. All right, Carl, bro, it was good. Hey, it was good catching up, brother.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna post. The audio will be up later on today, and then of course the YouTube video you can share, bro.
All right.
When anybody asks you, man, what happened here, man? Here's the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, here's what happened about the fight. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Later.
Good deal.